Okay, Christmas Carol, we're going to continue with the ghost scene. Now, earlier in the novel begins in a way to remind us that Jacob is dead. For sure he's dead. The story doesn't work if he isn't dead. Just like Hamlet doesn't work if you think Father Hamlet isn't dead. This very famous play by Shakespeare opens with the ghost of Hamlet Sr. Walking the ramparts of the castle in Denmark. And like that play, we have a bit of a problem with ghosts in England. Okay, so here's a little bit of context. Oh gosh, I have to make this silent. Here's a little bit of context you need to know about ghosts. Catholics believe in heaven and hell, and in between is a place called purgatory for Catholics. And in purgatory, you are getting your sins purged. You're being punished in a way to cleanse your soul, to prepare you to go to heaven. So it's a kind of hell. It's not the torturous brutality of hell. You're still hurt. You're still suffering in a way, but you're making up for it as a way of going to heaven. But the thing is, England had a religious revolution, and England was Protestant, and Protestants reject this idea. They reject purgatory. This isn't that big a deal. I think you can make this a bigger deal for Hamlet, but here it's just interesting because Dickens just uses this technique of purgatory. Nobody seems to really care. Like, there isn't this big debate between Catholics and Protestants. It's just worth thinking about because it is a religious idea. It's a strange novel because religion's talked about, but it isn't really explored in very much detail. But at the base of it is a Christian idea, which is we should love each other and be kind. So it is just a funny kind of thing that could help you think about the novel. So here we learn more about why Marley is walking the earth and suffering, why he's purging his sins, why he's in purgatory to some extent. So he wants to show Scrooge that he's real, and this image is quite great. The Phantom, he's covered in these bandages, and he takes them off because it's a bit warm to wear indoors, I guess, as if it were too, and rather hilariously, his lower jaw drops. Okay, so the image of his jaw dropping, which we have that idiom, is jaw dropped in shock. When I'm surprised, I go, my jaw dropped. But here, his literal jaw falls on the ground, and Scrooge now completely freaks out. He's on his knees. He clasps his hands. He's praying, begging. That's the imagery of what he's doing. Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me? Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not? I do, I must. Why do spirits walk the earth? Why do they come to me? Why are ghosts? Why are there ghosts? And we hear. So here we hear the first reason why there are ghosts. It's required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men, travel far and wide, and if that spirit does not go forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. So this is a punishment. It is doomed to wander through the world, oh woe is me, and witness what it cannot share. So you have to watch life, you can't participate in it. And what you see is what you could have done when you were alive on earth, and how you could have made happiness. Okay? So you watch, you witness, and what you see is it's a form of torture because you could have been good. Okay? You didn't have to be mean. And he shakes his chain. You're in chains. Why? You're fettered. You're manacled. What's that all about? And he says, you know what? I made this chain link by link, yard by yard. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? I made this chain by choice. And this is a big thing in the novel, that you do have choice. You can make a decision to do X or Y, and those choices have consequences. And this is what Marley's saying here. The weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself, you can't even see the chain you have. It was as heavy as this was 7 years ago when I died. You've labored on it since. It's a ponderous chain. It's really hard to believe how big your chain is. Because it's 7 years worse. Because yours was just as long as mine was when I died, because they were the exact same. But he's lived another 7 years. So his sin gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? And it's something that would weigh him down horribly. Scrooge glanced about him on the floor, and in the expectation of finding himself surrounded by some 50 or 60 fathoms of iron cable. But there's nothing here. What are you talking about? Jacob, old Jacob Marley, tell me. Speak comfort to me. Please, be kind. No, I can't. And other people are going to be kinder to you, not me. Nor can I tell you what I would. A very little more is all permitted to me. I can't tell you very much. That's like Hamlet too. The ghost can't really say very much. I can't rest. I can't stay. And I can't linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Mark me. In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. What a hilarious... That office is a hole. And weary journeys lie before me. So what he's saying is he must wander, see, learn all throughout. He can't say very much, and he can't make it okay for Scrooge. Scrooge has to suffer. He has to learn through suffering.